Hey guys, welcome back to EmpireCV.tv. Made it all the way to the 5th episode, and this week, tomorrow, a couple big things happening. First off, obviously New Comic Book Day. Always do it right before that. But for everyone here in SAC and everywhere aside from San Diego, Comic-Con is on this week. So if you guys are missing it, look back next week. We're going to talk to some people. We're going to get some insights, find out some things that happen. And we're also hoping to have a bunch of our locals who go to San Diego posting stuff on our Facebook page to keep us involved. So if you guys are like me and you're not going, look for that. X Factor 222, Peter David, guys. That's all I really need to say. Master of dialogue, great at developing stories over a long period of time, watching them come together. Really akin to something like Chris Claremont back on the X-Men. Back in the days when you all liked him. This is the book where Rain Wolfsbane is back with X Factor. This is really her family. She's been spending time with X-Force. She's been on Utopia with Uncanny X-Men. She's back home. She's pregnant from a wolf god from Asgard. Sin Eater, a demon, is after her baby. Lila knows what's going on. X Factor's there to save her. This is the place to be. This is where it really kicks off. If you like Peter David, if you like X-Force, if you like X Factor, it's all rolling up into one. Matt Murdock is back. We've watched Black Panther take over his title for a year, run Hell's Kitchen, make sure everything's being done right. But Matt is back after the events of Shadowland. We saw him go on a walkabout to find himself, to figure out what he needed to do after the events of Shadowland, where he really plumbed to the depths of anything we thought he could do. Matt is really not the most stable of superheroes. In fact, the things that we saw in Shadowland don't surprise me in the slightest. But he's back. We've got a classic feel, a classic look. Mark Waid is doing the writing. So #1 comes out tomorrow, Wednesday, July 20th. It's a great place to jump on if you're a Daredevil fan, if you're a Waid fan, or if you're just a Marvel superhero fan in general. Okay, we've got the aftermath of the War of the Green Lanterns. If you guys have been following Emerald Warriors, Green Lantern Corps, or Green Lantern, you know that the Rogue Lantern had really upset things. All of the Green Lanterns were being controlled. The Guardians were being controlled by the different entities. Hal Jordan, Ganthet, Guy Gardner, John Stewart, and Kyle Rayner were the only hope. This is the aftermath. Things have settled down, but a ton of a ton of Lanterns are gone. New Lanterns are back. Old Lanterns that you love won't be around. Mogo is no more. This is where it really kind of leads into the #1s that are going to be starting with DC. There's unrest in the Lanterns. The Guardians aren't really to be trusted. No one really knows where to go or what to do. So this is where it kicks off. This is what you're going to need if you're at all excited about the new Green Lantern titles coming out in September with all the #1s for DC. Legion of Superheroes #15. Saturn Queen has released the prisoners from the galactic prison. The galaxy is in disarray. The Legion is spread thin. This is going to lead into the new #1 for Legion of Superheroes coming out in September. Paul Levitz is writing this. Paul Levitz will be writing the new one. But for all you Legion fans, there's actually better news. We have 2 Legion titles. Legion Lost #1 is coming out. It's written by Fabian Nicieza, coming out in September, and it's going to put 7 of the Legionnaires back in the modern DC time, trying to prevent annihilation in the future. So you get the Legion, you get modern times interacting with Batman, Superman, the whole deal, and you get Levitz and you get Nicieza. Classic writers, classic feel. So give it a shot if you haven't. It's well worth it. All right, here's another one that isn't necessarily out this week, but is a really good read for anyone who's looking for something. It's Freakangels. Warren Ellis is the writer. Paul Duffield is the artist. This is a book that comes out online for free. So if you want to go check it out, or if that's how you prefer to read it, you can get it that way. But there are also 5 trades available right now that collect the story. It's a post-apocalyptic world set in Whitechapel, England, where 12 individuals, 12 23-year-olds born on the same day at the same hour, have caused world devastation, and now they're doing their best to bring up a community and atone for their sins. Really good book, really good writing. The art is a lot of fun, but Warren is really exploring a lot of science fiction concepts of what you can do when you've expanded your mind. How far can you take that? What are the limits? How will it affect those around you? Warren Ellis is an amazing writer, and you're going to want to check it out. All right, Green Lantern has been the talk for the last couple of years. Starting way back with the Green Lantern Corps War, with Sinestro, leading straight into Blackest Night. Blackest Night is now out in graphic novel format. You can get all the books in softcover. They started coming out last week. They're continuing to come out this week. If you haven't read them, if you've heard anything about them, this is really the place to start for DC. This is really the place to start for the Green Lantern titles coming out in September with #1s. Jeff Johns is the main creator on these. You're going to love it. It's a really good place to start, so check it out. All right, this book isn't something new coming out today, but it's one I really wanted to give a little spotlight to. It got a lot of attention when it first came out and kind of faded. For those of you who know Terry Moore, those of you who are Strangers in Paradise fans, this was his new book. He writes and draws the whole thing. There are 6 volumes of the graphic novels that contain the entire story. It's a world with no superheroes. It's a young girl who gets superpowers from a government experiment that's failed, and it's her attempt to escape their clutches, deal with her own life, and at the same time deal with the supervillain that's popped up. If you like Terry Moore, if you like Strangers in Paradise, you should give it a shot. And if you just like stories set in a real world setting where it feels like you or me could have the powers, Echo is the place to go. All right, all you gamers are gearing up for Star Wars Old Republic, which is coming out later on this year. The books have already been coming out as prequels to the game. This is the second series. This is #2. It comes out tomorrow. But if you want to get some mythos on the characters, if you want to see what's going to be happening in the game, then give these guys a shot. Now, as you guys know, this takes place 3,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, and we're going to explore all of the Jedis and the Sith and the wars that they've had leading up to the modern day Star Wars that we know and love. It comes out tomorrow. There's a trade paperback out available for the first series. So if you're going to play the game, or if you're just a Star Wars fan, this is a great place to go because this is going to be all canon. DC's relaunching their 52 titles in September. This week, any good comic shop will have a preview booklet with previews of JLA, lists of all the books. You can take this home. You can get an idea of what's coming out. Here at Empire's Comics Vault, we're really excited about it, and what we're doing is if you want to try all #1s of those 52 titles, you can get $52 off. Now, if you just want to try a couple and you don't want to do them all, we're also giving 10% off all DC #1 titles for the new relaunch. So you have a form you can fill out on our website. You can come in and tell me. This should be available from any comic retailer. As I told you guys last week, Captain America #1 came out last week. There's 3 different covers, 3 different variants. What we're doing is for every comic purchased here at Empire's Comics Vault, we're donating a comic book to the Sacramento Children's Relief Home. So we still have a few left. Everybody has been absolutely amazing, and we thank you all for that. If you want us to contribute a book for your purchase, come on down, buy Cap #1, and then we'll donate the books to the kids. Thank you guys again, and we really appreciate what you're doing. Is here after her baby. It's a mystical baby, happened in X-Force, and hold on, we're going to stop there. I almost said a bad word. All right.